Hmm. Another lefty arm on the Yankees' radar. Let's get into it. Hey, everybody. Happy New Year to all of you. No matter where you're at, I hope you had a great New Year. Hope you were safe, your friends and your loved ones and everything. May 2025 be better for all of us and bigger for all of us than it was in 2024. So, let's get right into it because there's some chatter about going on. There's some news right now. There's another lefty arm available right now on the Yankees' radar. You know who this guy is? This is Kyle Hart. He's a 32-year-old lefty pitcher. Okay, very small cup of coffee in the majors with the Boston Red Sox, but he was at the NC Dinos last year, and he won the KBO, the Korean equivalent to the Cy Young Award, called a Choi Dong One Award, and he went 13-3 with a 2.69 ERA and a 1.03 WHIP. He also struck out 182 hitters in 157 innings, so more than a K in the inning. And again, we know that the Yankees are in on Tim Hill. We know that they're on Andrew Chafin, right? I don't know how much they're in on Tanner Scott because what we're hearing right now, based on last night's reporting, he's looking for 20 million per year for 4 years. That's 80 million a year. I mean, 80 million total. So that's going to be a big contract. I don't know if anybody's going to give it to him. So I would stay tuned for that, Tanner Scott. But nevertheless, I expect him to add a lefty or two, probably in the near future as well. So if you're a baseball fan and you're not sub to this channel, especially Yankee fans, please make sure you hit that sub button right now and make sure you turn on your notifications. I don't want you to miss anything. And I thank you so much for it. So my goal for 2025 is to get this channel to 30K subscribers. We're at 22 now. I want to get to 30K. If we could surpass it, I'd love to get to 40 if I possibly can. We'll see how well we do. But your support really means the world. But Kyle Hart, this is another intriguing arm. Okay, he's older. He's got a small sample size. His small sample size is only about 13 innings. So his time service clock hasn't even started yet. So he would have, if he signed with a team, he would have years and years and years on the cheap. So depending on what kind of contract he signed. Now we're hearing also there's some other teams that are interested in him as well. So it's not only the Yankees that have him on his radar. Okay, there's quite a few of the teams. They haven't really named the other teams yet, but I'm not surprised. And a good, solid lefty reliever comes in handy for a lot of teams. And we know already the Yankees have already added two big strikeout right-handed arms, right? Fernando Cruz and Devin Williams. They need to complement it with some lefty arms. This guy's more of a crafty pitcher. He throws maybe low 90s, so he's not a flamethrower like Tanner Scott is. So he would bring a different skill set, a different angle on the lefty side of the mound. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Yankees added him, Chafin, Tim Hill, or any combination of these guys, or if they really want to shoot for the stars, Tanner Scott. But I think a Marcus Stroman contract removal would have to be a part to facilitate it. That would have to be a prerequisite, in my opinion. And I don't know the buyers list right now, the interested list of parties that are interested in assuming Marcus Stroman's contract. There's a lot of speculation out there about Nolan Arenado. There's a lot of speculation about this and speculation about that, speculation about Roki Sasaki. But we've talked about all that stuff. Okay. So I will keep you updated on Roki Sasaki, where we're hearing he's not supposed to make his decision until late January. So a couple weeks away. And again, January 15th is when the money resets, when the international signing period starts. So I expect that activity to be pretty active. And I expect the Yankees, if they somehow don't get him, to pivot very quickly and be aggressive spending elsewhere internationally. And I'm not ruling them out yet. Yeah, I'm not subscribing to the narrative and the talking points that he's just going to the Dodgers. I don't do that. So Yankees do have a chance, especially with the comments that Joel Wolf, his agent, has put out this week, actually. So about his market not necessarily needing to be mid-size or smaller, and he's not afraid of New York. He thinks he can handle New York. So he made those comments. He made it a point to make those comments, Joel Wolf. So I'm not ruling out. And I put out something yesterday that a lot of American League bats have gone over to the National League, right? So the National League is stacked right now. And a lot of the, some of the great top pitchers like Corbin Burns are in the National League too. So the National League is a much stronger league right now than the American League. And if he wants to have an adjustment period and have immediate success, the better option for Roki Sasaki would be the American League at this point, right? To help him ease in, again, build up his innings as well. He hasn't even hit 130 innings at any point in time in his career. We got to get him to that point too. So, it's a transition from NPB in Japan to the major leagues, just like from the KBO to the major leagues. But this young man, Hart, has had a cup of coffee in the majors, so he knows what is required to be here and to stay here. Okay. And he's generating quite a bit of interest. And you let me know what your thoughts are. What lefty arms would you want the Yankees to bring in? Of these four guys, right? There's a couple other ones available, but these seem to be the foremost notable right now. Hart, Chafin, Tanner Scott, and Tim Hill, as it pertains to the Yankees. Okay. Would you bring in? I mean, I would love to bring in a Tanner Scott over all these guys, if I could, but I don't know how possible that is. I would be okay with them bringing in any two of these other three as well to give them some good balance in the bullpen, right? So, let's get into that. And again, I'm going to pivot to something really quickly. An outlandish, ridiculous trade proposal put forth by somebody about Bo Bichette. Okay, and I'm gonna pull it up right now. This is a silly trade. Okay, and this is right from the Sporting News. Okay, um, from Peter Chawag, I think it's called. He's suggesting that the Yankees trade shortstop Anthony Volpe and Oswaldo Cabrera, somebody at that stature, to Toronto for 1 year of Bo Bichette. To me, that's a hard pass. To me, it's like you got to be crazy. I don't see Bo Bichette as that much of an upgrade over Anthony Volpe at this point. Again, I'll take 4 years of Anthony Volpe on the cheap over 1 year of Bo Bichette on the expensive. Any day of the week. He did have a down year too. There's no guarantee he's going to have a resurrection right now. We have no idea. But I'm a pass on this one. I mean, if you can get Bo Bichette without Anthony Volpe, yeah. Would I give up Oswaldo Cabrera? Probably. And maybe a pitcher or something like that. But there's no way in the world I'm including Anthony Volpe in this. There's no way. Okay. If you somehow get Bo Bichette to come here and play second, or if Anthony Volpe's willing to move over to second with Bichette playing short, okay. But there's not a scenario in the world when I'm getting rid of Anthony Volpe for Bo Bichette. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'll attach this article down below so you can read it for yourself. And I thought it was kind of crazy. It was, of course, starting off the New Year's with some, decent pitching news and an outlandish trade proposal like this. So stay tuned. Anything else that comes out, and I have a feeling things are going to really pick up. I think the chunk of the free agent market will start to accelerate once Roki Sasaki is off the market. He seems to be holding up some things. He may even take Jack Flaherty that long, even though there's mutual interest between him and the Orioles right now, and they have to replace Corbin Burns, just like the San Francisco Giants have to replace Blake Snell. I could see him going to either one of those teams. So stay tuned. A lot of news coming. A lot of players have yet to be traded. A lot of players have yet to be signed. It's going to be a busy, busy 6 weeks before training starts. Let's get into it. Have a great day. Have a great year. Over and out.